Today I thought I'd teach you the Ganesha mantra. And I have this mantra in one of my older videos, but I used a webcam and things, so the quality isn't as good. So I thought, hey, I'd make a mantra video that will look a little bit better and it'll be nicer to watch, have better sound. So, you know, Ganesha, for those of you that are unfamiliar with Ganesha, he's the elephant-headed deity in the Hinduism pantheon. But there are other religions around the world that do recognize the elephant-headed god, okay? And so Ganesha is really a principle, okay? As much as a being in a certain level or realm inside yourself, Ganesha is a principle of removing obstacles from your life, you know? Ganesha removes all of the illusions and the ignorance that you have, so that way your life becomes clear. Because if you, for instance, are driving a bicycle and you're not aware of what it feels like to drive a bicycle, or you're not aware of the maybe potholes or different challenges, you may fall down and hurt yourself. So what Ganesha does is Ganesha removes the obstacles ahead of time, so that way things can go smoothly. So he grants wisdom to you and awareness and realization in a very real way that's pleasing to the ego. Okay, so he leads you to enlightenment, but he also gives the ego some of the desires, just because the ego has to be on board with this whole process in order to keep moving on, right? So Ganesha, he likes to straddle the fence in that way. He gives you what you need, but at the same time gives you what you want, and combines the two so that in the long run you lead yourself to enlightenment, okay? So there's always birds up there, so I'm looking at them fly around. So Ganesha also has a certain tendency to clear the way for the Kundalini. So Ganapathi means spouse of power. Okay, so the Kundalini is power inside you, the spiritual power. And Ganesha clears the way for you so that the Kundalini can move through free of obstacles, so that way there's not so much drama coming up as the spiritual energy inside you increases, okay? Because the Kundalini is electromagnetic. And this electromagnetic energy will attract your illusions if you have not seen through them, if you've not processed them, if you've not allowed them to dissolve into the purity of the self. So Ganesha goes ahead of you and does this for you, which is why Ganesha is usually the mantra given to people that are spiritual seekers in the very beginning, right? So Ganesha is also known to ride the rat. Now the rat in the Hindu pantheon represents the mind. Now, why does he ride the rat? Well, Ganesha is the master manipulator of the mind to get it to realize the truth. To realize its own death, so then the superior mind can come through, the higher self, right? So Ganesha rides the rat, and what this means is that Ganesha will give the rat what it wants. Ganesha works with the rat, works with the mind, gives the mind a little bit of what it wants. So if you have some desires and some very real things that are supposedly shallow that you want, Ganesha will help you obtain them to lead you to the next step of realization. So this is a very great part about Ganesha. He does it in a very gentle, loving way, which is why children love Ganesha. You know, he's like this stuffed teddy bear of the deities. Very gentle, really. For a deity known for power, he's got a very gentle way about him, a very heart-centered way. You know, although he has a furious aspect as well when he's dealing with negativity and darkness. So finally, Ganesha is also the deity that is closest to us. He sits at the base of the spine with the Kundalini, and he is immediately available for you when you chant mantras. So that's another reason why Ganesha is a great mantra to start with, because he's easily accessible. So when you start chanting the Ganesha mantra, you know, chances are he'll show up. And I have a neat story about that. There's a lady that was made a comment under one of my videos, and she sent me an email, and she said she's been chanting the Ganesha mantra for her ailing father. Now, the ailing father was in you know, a comatose state, and he would be in and out all the time. And she would chant the mantra silently for him when he was asleep. And she said that one night he started talking about elephants in his sleep when she was chanting the mantra for him. So it's really funny. You'll actually have these weird circumstances that show up where it shows that Ganesha is really there with you, that it's not just some weird sound that you're chanting, that something really real is going on. So anyway, so this is a very simple mantra. This is a great thing about the Ganesha mantra. It's very simple and very easy to chant. So if you struggle with mantras, This is a great mantra to start with, and it's a great mantra to end with. I mean, certain people have done their entire spiritual path with this mantra, okay? So the mantra goes like this. Om Gam Ganapata Ye Namaha. Om Gam Ganapataye 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 Namaha. Great. So that was around 110, maybe 108. So I hope you enjoyed that, and good luck with your chanting process. And remember, you have to chant 108 times in the morning and 108 times at night for 40 days minimum. And I have some people out there that say, oh, if I chant 108 times, or say I chant 5 or 6 malas a day, will that mean the 40-day discipline is up earlier? And that's no, it's not up earlier. It's a 40-day astrological cycle that has to happen. So if you chant 5 or 6 malas a day, or 10 or 20 or 100 malas a day, it'll just be more effective by the time you get to the 40 days of the discipline. Okay? So good luck with your chanting, and I'll talk to you soon.